Hi, I'm Curtis Akins, and I'm excited to bring to you this season's fourth and final episode of Advice to Grow By from the University of California Marin Master Gardener. I don't know about you, but when the weather started getting warmer, I started getting my garden ready to plant fresh vegetables. There's nothing like a fresh zucchini from the garden, or beans, or peas, or carrots, and especially my favorite, tomatoes. Thinking about fresh tomatoes is making me hungry. And with that in mind, I want to start this episode off with a short video about how to choose the correct tomato for your garden. So let's watch.
Hi, I'm Tom Hammond, Marin Master Gardener. Growing tomatoes can be rewarding and fun, but you need to be able to choose the right varieties to really be successful. There's 5 important considerations to keep in mind when choosing your varieties. The single most important consideration is your location. If you live in a hot inland location, you're lucky. Most varieties will grow in warm areas with full sunshine. If you're in a cooler location, you can look for your garden's warmest microclimate. For example, high spots are warmer than low spots. And if you're on the coast, you'll need to choose varieties known to produce fruit in cooler areas, such as those from northern countries like Russia. The second consideration is days to maturity. Days to maturity means the number of days it takes from the time you put a seedling into the ground until you see the first fruit. With early varieties, you can pick tomatoes as soon as 55 days after planting. Other varieties mature later, and the late varieties can take as much as 90 days. The third consideration is to decide how tall you want your tomato plants to be. Bush tomatoes are also called determinants, and they grow to a determined height of about 2 to 4 feet. These grow well in containers or in the ground, and because they're shorter, they do not need to be supported. Now, vine tomatoes are indeterminates. They can reach 6 to 12 feet, and they need strong support. Fourth, you can choose hybrids or heirlooms. Hybrids are tomatoes crossbred from 2 or more plants. Some are more disease resistant, and others are more drought tolerant than heirlooms. Heirlooms are older varieties that have been around for 50 years or more without change. Heirlooms are often prized for their delicious flavor, and the seeds can be saved. The fifth consideration is your personal preference. Preferences can be taste, color, size, and how you plan to use them. Also, at the end of the season, you can evaluate the varieties you've planted to help you decide what you want to do the next year. Tomatoes can be fun to grow when you choose the right varieties. For more on growing tomatoes, see our UC Marin Master Gardener website.
A lot of gardens here in Marin have clay soils, which can be a pain in the butt to loosen up for planting. I can imagine so many of you out there right now nodding your heads, right? Right. Well, the Marin Master Gardeners have a surprisingly simple, easy, and inexpensive solution. At our Indian Valley Organic Farm and Garden in Novato, Master Gardeners are growing vegetables in straw bales. That's right, those same straw bales used by farmers and ranchers. In our next video, Master Gardeners Joan and Raul will tell you everything you need to know about how to grow your vegetables in straw bales.
Hi, I'm Joan Kozlowski.
And I'm Raul Stepikoff.
We're at the Bales Demonstration Garden at Indian Valley Organic Farm and Garden.
And we're going to take you through the seasons and teach you straw bale gardening.
We've been experimenting with straw bale gardening, and it's worked really well for a number of reasons. Straw bales are a lot less expensive than building raised beds. They're also knee-high, so you don't have to crawl on the ground to garden, and there are no weeds in them. You can plant earlier in the season because it's so warm inside the bales. You can't overwater it, and it holds moisture really well. Another great thing is that you can put a straw bale anywhere, even on your deck or on concrete. There's no need for crop rotation, no need to improve the soil, and the great thing about it is that at the end of the season, you get free mulch and free compost.
Straw bales like these can be purchased at any feed store for about $10 to $12 a bale. You want to make sure that you get straw and not hay, because straw has no seeds and hay has seeds in it. This is a rice straw bale, but you can purchase wheat or oats and other grains too. It's really important which side of the bales that you have up. The bales are created by folding grasses in half, so you have one side that's folded and the other side is the cut grasses. One way that you can tell it, sometimes it's hard to tell, is by taking your spade and putting it in here. And if it's really, really tight, this is not the side that you want to plant in because it's too hard to dig into.
So we start with chicken wire that we lay down, and that's going to be, and we're going to set the straw bale centered over the chicken wire so that we can wrap the wire up from the sides, from both sides, and then we take some other wires just to cross over to hold them in place. And we do the same thing at the end. Okay, so the wire we're going to pull over from the side, that side, and then we're going to pull up this side. And we've got space for anywhere from 6 to 8 inches across the center of the bale that gets carved out for planting. And then we take some other wires just to cross over to hold them in place. And we do the same thing at the end. And we have the chicken wire here because we learned over a series of years that without it, the bales are going to fall apart before we're finished harvesting. As the straw bales start to season and growing, then there are the roots of the plants in them, they start to decompose on us because they get very saturated with the water, and the roots sort of take hold and start to push apart, and the straw bales don't make it through the season. We found that we had another problem, is that the raccoons, the rabbits, and anybody else that was passing through here that was not on just 2 feet would start to claw at the straw bales, either to get to the moisture in them or to get to the vegetables, or just because they had nothing else to do that night.
For the next 10 days, we water the bales every day to get them very saturated. And every other day, we add a high nitrogen fertilizer like feather meal. The fertilizer starts the compost process inside the bale and provides the nutrients for the plants when we plant them. There's no need to dig the fertilizer in because this is a powdered fertilizer and it's water soluble and it gets washed in with the water.
Hi, it's spring. We're here at the Edible Demonstration Garden planting out our summer vegetables. We have straw bales that have been conditioned with water and fertilizer to give the plants a good start, and now we're going to plant them.
Just like when we plant in soil, we can choose to use seedlings to start our plants, or we can direct seed into the bale. For direct seeding into the bales, add 1 to 2 inches of potting mix on top. Place your seeds where you want them and cover them with a light layer of soil mix also. Water them well and keep them moist until they germinate. For seedlings, dig a hole into the bale, put some potting soil in there just to be sure there's enough for the roots to take hold, and then tuck your plant inside. Then at the end, cover it a little bit with potting soil if you think you need to. Make sure you water them in well.
It's summer and it's harvest season in the garden. Here we have our summer squash that is just thriving in the summer.
It was planted back in the spring, and now we're getting lots of harvest from our yellow squash here, and then from our Magda squash, which is a green squash here. Here we have our winter squash that we planted in the spring, and it's really doing well. It won't be harvested until November, but look how great it looks now. Here we are at the end of our straw bale planting season. The bales have shrunk a lot because of the composting that went on inside of it since last March. Stephanie's pulling back the gopher wire we installed last season, and she's going to show you the compost that was created by the conditioning process we went through last spring. And this is free compost for your garden. The second thing that you get from the end of the season straw bales is the straw that hasn't composted. And Stephanie is going to show you a big chunk of it. We use this for mulch for our garden beds and also for brown material in our composters. Now you know how to garden in straw bales. If you want more information, check out the Straw Bale Gardening book by Joel Karsten.
And be sure to look for the link below on how to condition the bales.
Thanks for watching.
You can see the straw bales in our demonstration garden at the Indian Valley Organic Farm and Garden. It's one of the demonstration gardens that the Marin Master Gardener supports. There's also Harvey's Garden in Tiburon and a set of beautiful gardens at Falkirk Cultural Center in San Rafael. That's where we are today. So let's take a look around.
Hi, I'm Gail Mason, and here I am standing in front of the beautiful Falkirk Cultural Center in San Rafael. The estate is now owned by the City of San Rafael. The Master Gardeners of Marin have a working relationship whereby we have installed 7 demonstration gardens. Some of them are really tiny, some are much bigger, but all of them show important elements in how to grow a healthy garden in this area. I want to introduce you and to take you into our fabulous succulent garden here at Falkirk. One of the things you'll notice right away when you walk through the garden is the extraordinary number of plants, sizes, shapes, textures, colors, believe it or not. So it's a beautiful garden in terms of just visually, but also it really exhibits a lot of elements of successful succulent gardening, which is to say, it's a very porous soil. It's got, we have this beautiful tree that's providing some afternoon shade, which is what succulents actually like. And there are also some elements here of fire-safe gardening. For example, this pebbled walkway through the middle is a great fire break. And also all of the mulch in succulent gardens is pebbles or stones or rocks, so it's not flammable. It's a perfect opportunity to walk through here and see which ones strike your fancy that you might want to grow at home. So here we are at the entrance to the Mediterranean garden. Come on, come and join me. We share here in California a Mediterranean climate with 4 other places: Chile, South Africa, Australia, and the Mediterranean basin. And we represent, those of us who have that climate, represent 2% of the world's population, so it's a very small group. All of the plants in this garden are plants that could grow at your house. In other words, these are all not native to California, but they're native to somewhere that has a very similar climate. So it's a great opportunity to come in and look around and see what strikes your fancy. And you could plant them at home. Hi, so here we are now entering into the California native garden, which is tucked within the larger Mediterranean garden. This is a great garden to come and look at what California natives look like when they're growing in a garden, And it also has the advantage of having this one big branch of an oak tree, so you can see also what California natives you could plant under an oak tree. Since all the plants are labeled, you can come and find something that strikes your fancy. Of course, California natives will grow at your place if they grow here. A garden that's planted to be a habitat garden provides year-round food for bees, butterflies, birds, and other beneficial creatures, lady beetles. It has a rotating group of plants that flower or have berries, so it feeds creatures. We also have water. Always in all the gardens we have a bird bath or sometimes a butterfly bath. And then there's shelter. So they're empty spaces or logs that are falling apart, anything that can supply a habitat. You're essentially welcoming the creatures in by having the environment be very much what they're looking for. So now I want to show you this very small garden. It's a xeriscape garden. Xeriscaping means planting things that get no water or very little water. In this garden we planted on purpose to demonstrate it is no irrigation at all on this garden, so the only water it gets is from the sky when it rains. Now I'm sitting in our latest garden that we created and installed. We're calling it the Serenity Garden. And it could also be called the COVID Garden because I started planting this the second week in May. So this whole Serenity Garden is in fact planted primarily as a place to sit and relax and reflect, and also to watch the incredible number of bees and monarchs and birds, lots of activity going on here. So this is a wonderful place to come and just watch the action. It's a really buzzing spot. So there's something else that would be good for you to know about, which is how do we maintain these gardens? It's a lot of work, right? Maintaining the gardens is all done by volunteers. Most of them are master gardeners. We love having people from the public come and work and help us maintain the gardens. You'll learn about the plants, you'll meet other people that love the plants. So all the gardens here at Falkirk are water-wise. They're all habitat gardens one way or the other. All of them have a tremendous amount of diversity that could be planted anywhere locally. So come and join us.
In addition to the demonstration gardens here at Falkirk, master gardeners have refurbished a beautiful greenhouse. That's where volunteers grow our plants for our annual tomato, pollinator, and succulent sales. It's just a few of the projects we're involved with. Here's a short video that tells you more about who we are, what we do, and I'm hoping it will inspire you to become a Marin Master Gardener.
I joined the Edible Demonstration Garden because I like growing vegetables. They're my favorite thing to do outside. And this demonstration garden allows me to do that. We have 2,400 square feet. We grow a variety of different vegetables, and the purpose of it is to show the public how to do a variety of different ways of growing vegetables.
I love succulents. I mean, you can kind of see from my garden that this is a type of plant that I really appreciate. I volunteer every Monday at Falkirk at the Demonstration Gardens, and I chair the Falkirk Succulent Sale. It's an annual sale, and we raise money for maintaining the garden. And it's not just the succulent garden, it's maintaining all of the demonstration gardens.
I became a master gardener as soon as I moved to Marin. I had been in the city doing a lot of volunteer work, and I moved up here and didn't really know very many people. And I wanted to find a way to get involved in the community and to make a new community. So that's why I got involved in the Master Gardeners.
You see Marin Master Gardeners, like Raul, Lillian, James, and me, became Master Gardeners to learn more about gardening. and also to share our knowledge through the many volunteer opportunities available within our organization. All UC Marin Master Gardeners are trained by horticultural experts and by researchers from the University of California to give gardeners science-based advice and information. We help gardeners save water, choose the right plant for the right place, and discover how to create and care for earth-friendly gardens. We want to protect Marin's unique plant communities, our wildlife, the environment, and our natural resources. The Marin Master Gardener Training Program begins in January and runs through the spring. We study botany and plant pathology, insects, weeds, irrigation, soil testing, composting, growing edibles, and much, much more. We also begin giving back to the community through our volunteer programs immediately after we finish our training. There are so many projects to choose from. It doesn't take long to meet the required volunteer hours. Plus, it's so fun. Volunteers answer questions at the help desk and at farmers markets. They visit homeowners to help them learn the best ways to irrigate their gardens. Volunteers also create and maintain our demo gardens and consult on community and school gardens.
At the help desk, you just never know what's going to come in the door. You get so many diverse questions. I love helping people find answers to their problems and questions, and so I worked at the help desk, and I really loved the help desk, but my journey took me on to public seminars, leadership, and then to VP of Outreach on the board. But I'm coming full circle because I really want to get back to the help desk. I really love the help desk. I feel it's the cornerstone of our outreach projects.
I do a couple of projects with the Master Gardeners. My favorite is the one I first started with, which is Harvey's Garden. It's a demonstration garden in southern Marin, and it's very visited because it's near a popular biking and hiking path right along the bay. And so we get lots of questions from folks and lots of appreciation, which is really nice. I also write for the Marin IJ, and I also do public seminars on bees.
I joined Master Gardeners because I was helping in my kids' school in the garden, and I needed help. I needed to, be better, you know? And so that's how I started researching, and that's how I learned about the program and I applied. So right now, my volunteer projects are still working with the kids at the school garden at the Cove School. And I love that project. I love seeing the kids coming in and the excitement about the garden, the excitement about seeing any bugs. Another project that I'm very excited about, it's helping translating the webpage in Spanish because I'm from Argentina, and so there's something that I can add and we can reach to more people the best, no? And I'm very excited about that.
After graduation, Master Gardeners continue learning through classes, lectures, presentations, and special interest guilds where we can dive deep into our own gardening passions.
When I see a shrub or a tree, I view my role as a pruner as someone who removes to reveal its essence, its internal beauty. I have always wanted to become more expert at pruning. So the Master Gardener program offered me the opportunity to develop an expertise that I've always wanted, but then to be in an organization that allows me to give it back.
As a Master Gardener, I really enjoy sharing the knowledge that I've gained on horticultural best practices, both through the education that the Master Gardener program provides, as well as through my own curiosity. So we know that wildland fires are becoming a threat to Marin County, and we've learned a lot about what it takes to create defensible space. And so I found that it was not only important, but very rewarding to start to engage with Marin residents to help them understand that they can continue to have a beautiful, healthy, thriving garden that's also defensible, so that it will help protect their homes if wildfire were to come into the area where they live.
All the information that I've learned through the Master Gardener program has totally transformed the way I garden. From the way I manage the soil to the way I manage the blossoms. I don't use chemicals at all anymore and have no need for them. It's just amazing what the program has done.
I love the outreach that we give to the public, and I love doing research and trying to find the answers for people. I also love the community within. I've made a lot of friends, and I've gained a lot of knowledge, and I feel like it's really enriched my life.
What I like the most about Master Gardeners are the people. It's a great group. They're very smart, they're very interested, they are explorative, and they too are interested in giving back to the community.
I firmly believe that if more people were gardeners, the world would be a better place, because in gardening, you interact with the planet. And so I think that interaction creates respect for it, and then a sense of responsibility to take care of it.
If you enjoy volunteering and love gardening,
If you want to share your gardening knowledge with other people in Marin,
Sign up for the Master Gardener Training Program
and become a Master Gardener.
So join us.
We are
Master Gardeners.
Well, that's our show. You can find more videos at our YouTube channel, so please check it out. Also, if you have any questions about whatever you've seen or anything to do with pruning, gardening, plant problems, what to plant, when, wherever, call or email our help desk. And be sure to explore our website, where you can sign up for our quarterly newsletter, The Leaflet, and learn more about Marin Master Gardeners. I'm Curtis Akins. Hope you've enjoyed our show, and happy gardening.